after. This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. To the air is Huntley. And that is incomplete here. He was trying to get that ball to Auden Tate, and now it's second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Tyler Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a fourth down. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Hardman on the return. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 34. Here comes the rookie 7th-round pick. It's Isaiah Pacheco. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times to interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you run the quarterback? Make sure you see your open before you do it.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play. Zero hesitation that time. Get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
And now it's Valdez-Scantling on the end line. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Mahomes firing complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the 1st and goal.
They'll try one for on 1st and goal. And he's got a ball his way his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last ticket. Much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt them, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to throw together a nice drive.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Texans had 8 and 5 to start play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home crowd behind them. That ain't going to be tough to beat in this one.
To the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, do a little toe tap to stay in bounds.
Great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Here we go, here we go. Cowboy 80. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 33. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
To throw, Huntley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Put to it by the General Smeed. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least got appropriate and deserves to be in the discussion.
Because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jerry Hughes is the one again. That is sack number 7 for him on the year.
As the pass is made, front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Texans will take over.
Okay, ready?
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out. They were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Ready, set.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. That's underneath to Pierce. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable. Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down. Let him get the first down.
Come on,
That's
come on.
exactly what he did.
Tiger, 19 Tiger. Roll.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Mustang 19.
Huntley to throw. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's Huntley. Gets the dump off to Pierce.
Oh, come on.
Held down at about the 30-yard line.
3rd and short, they decided not to run. He's able to escape the pressure, finds a clear throwing lane outside the pocket, gets the completion, and picks up the first down.
On the jump.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Back to throw. Huntley. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Legere Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 40-yard line.
Those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I can't interest in the game with a drafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football, or you're going to cost your team chances.
The tackle made by Eric Murray.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn down.
Oh, come on, man.
Texans scoop it, and they have the football and will set up shop.
Guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there a big fumble.
Ready.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Lead off right side, Pierce. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rallied quickly after the broken tackle. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Buffalo 18.
Looking to throw. Huntley. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Come on, man.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Huntley. Brings this one out wide for Pierce. Completion. They'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Ready.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. Looking to throw. Huntley. Touchdown, Texans. 10. His 14th touchdown of the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And these guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Last time out, they had the fumble that led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball. The defense is too, Charles, but they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units in there. Kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Buying time to his left.
Oh, bullshit. Come on with that jump. Come on.
tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket. No reason not to try to put a little scoring drive together. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
tight end. He's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Warriors 70.
On 1st and 10, Huntley. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and try to connect with that. Unsuccessful in his attempt. I like what they were doing.
Place the tackle's got room to run. And they do get him down, but not before he's almost settled inside the 5-yard line. That's a chance for one. Another time, if they hurry, we'll see.
Ready. Ready.
Oh, come on. You fucking come on. Oh.
Or is a nice gain downfield.
The kick by Foreman is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second.
Oh my God, why did you throw that?
Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
And that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the pick 6, they go right back.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? These passes?
Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Holy jerk me with these passes.
And then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Say I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see him really first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Down to about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 45 on second down, Mahomes connection made on the out route to Valdez-Scantling. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Mahomes now to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. They've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. He'll get the carry. And not able to break away this time. He's going to stop it right around the line of scrimmage. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got his big wide receiver complete. Touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling from 8 yards out. And the Chiefs are back within a score. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. And we'll see if they can get the equalizer here in this drive. He was able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
It's almost like magic. You almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive lineman creating space for their runners. I know a coach told me before, but he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Looking to throw on second down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That his first catch so far. They held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
That's a more than acceptable lead right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time you wait for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Running out again with Pierce. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Chris Jones that time coming in with a tackle behind the line. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Let's go.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the safety, Jaquiski Tartt. And the Chiefs are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. The last 3 picks, he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is a season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
He'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that. His keys, made the call, and he couldn't even get going.
What? Come on.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person just ended up in the end zone with the football. He was the one that answered the bell.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
From the 41, Mahomes. Got it over there. That's Valdes-Scantling. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes out of the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy. And they keep making the connection.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Was closed pretty quickly. That's because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. Stopped up at the 25.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I'm curious to see what play calling on this drive. Last time out the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, close one-score game. If I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball. Said, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Ready, break.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. second and 10 from the 25.
Cut back in! Cut back in! Go!
Back to throw. Huntley. He completes it to Tate. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked out throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep it from getting the football.
Hit through 11!
From the gun, before being tackled. They get 14 out of that one. Good for a Houston first down.
And that pickup on the first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Trap 60! Trap 60!
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going up. That was an impressive 31-yard gain.
Pretty much any play we see, we're excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Down at the 20. Defense was ready to go for that pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has an opportunity, he may keep it himself and get some more. He was back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Okay, break!
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him. What was his 10th kick? Just going to ask you at what point you think now is the go time?
I think now is the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 or 4 and really put you to stress this hard.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Get it!
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Make something happen. Come on, get glad.
Ready!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. The bottom line is, what did I say to you? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Not a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
officials kind of look at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Going back to the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. That'll leave him with a 32. First.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field.
Here's Mahomes. He's caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them, not necessarily to limited plays. All this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Justin Reed. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to get on field and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they do.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Chiefs, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Houston, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.
Maybe so we're more like friends and less like use. I guess that's a good idea. I just started smacking more heavily. My wife started smacking them as I was riding it. I think she killed about 27 of them. So those ones aren't friends anymore. Skill pop for rampage. Starts flop skill. Yeah, 10s. Usually like to see a 10 on the top. What that does is it makes it more likely to lose. In the middle set here, you do like fast playing. You gotta hand like queens here, I like just calling it middle set. Someone else could have, anyone else could have queen X. All types of draws out there, straight draws, flush draws. And look at that. DK puts in a big board raise, as it's known in Algeria. Rampage is totally tingling. Just like all with tens, where DK's a roll. His hand looks like a draw. And it looks like she's going to come along as well with a gutter and they keep it diamonds. 3 ways to the turn, almost 10K out there already. Or more than 10K out there. Sure. Would you look at that? DK spikes the gut shot. How much money is he? He can get all the money. If this board runs out clean, he's going to get all the money from Rampage. He moves all in. Rampage with a snap ball. He hates to see it. He's going to need a board. He's going to need the board there. Not going to do it. DK, who wins a $35,000 pot. Just a reminder, 4K likes, DK goes all in blind. Yes, you heard that right. If we get 4K likes, DK goes all in blind. He's got 37K in front of him. 37K. 4K likes, he just puts 37K in blind. Okay? Think about it. Rampage just with a max punch. Look how deep he is in the punch jam. He's so deep in the punch jam that Normally I said free flop. Think about when you have 10s and you see a 10 on the flop. Much more likely to lose. I feel like I've been pretty precocious as far as easy. As far as precociosity goes. Is that what precociosity? It's a measure of precociousness.
Are we at war?
I don't know his name. Money, weapons, intel. He's planning something.
Sergeant McTavish, welcome to the City of Souls. There are few here to uphold the law, and many of those who resist corruption disappear.
Terrorism is good for business. As long as there's a war on terror, there will be no real war on drugs.
From the director of The Mask Mason
Oh my god.
comes the 2002 spin-off
Wait, and the racer?
and the movie Eraser.
The long forgotten Arnold Schwarzenegger racer.
The one where he shoots an alligator and he goes bang bang. You've been shot.
Oh, what?
Maybe you've seen different versions of that movie.
Yeah.
Arnold Pink Dad's True Lies, I feel.
That movie should have been called Big Gun See Action. That's what it should have been called.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who erases people's identities. But nobody remembers that. They remember the bit where he shoots the alligator and they remember the big rattle.
Exactly. Well, it's funny though because as Arnold was on the decline and then going into politics, there was a new star on the rise who got his start in movies in the movie that we've talked about called The Mummy is Back.
Oh, yes.
A minor role, and then he turns up as a CGI Scorpion Man at the end. We've talked about it. Oh, this is Caravan Garbage Level Like, because this week, The Rock, of course, is heading back to Egypt in cinemas. But it's not his first trip to Egypt, Mason!
Oh my god, did he go on a Kontiki tour?
No, Mason!
Do places other than Australia have Kontiki
I
tours?
don't know.
Do other countries other than ours have a trail of drunken mayhem throughout foreign nations on a Kontiki tour?
No doubt. So this time around, of course, he's getting his own big spin-off movie. He's got a record amount of money for it, which we'll talk about later.
A record amount of ponytail.
That's true. How do you feel about The Rock?
It never comes out as well. I wanted
Yeah.
the entire time I wanted to see him take the ponytail out. Just have a big high forehead mane. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe in the sequel or reboot to this, which we can talk about. So actually, this feels right because after initial edits, this movie was 70 minutes long, and they went, "We're gonna have to shoot some more movie for this."
Oh yeah.
A lot of this doesn't feel like a movie; it just feels like some tarps in the desert.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
For people who don't know, which is everyone except us, soon everyone, after I finish this sentence, this is the first time we've seen this movie.
Yes.
Because we've seen The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, and loved one of them.
Yeah.
But I never saw this when it came out in
Same.
cinemas, and I'll tell you why I think. I think it's because the CGI Rock Scorpion King in the previous movie was so atrocious that I'm like, this cannot possibly be good, even though I love The Mummy.
Yeah.
So I just didn't see it. But I think if I were 15 when this came out and I saw it, or even the age I was when it came out in 2016, I would have loved this, I think. I thought it was fun. I kind of thought this was fun. It's Conan the Barbarian Light.
Yes, but that's what I don't like about it. And I feel like,
He's got a human friend and a camel friend.
Yeah,
It's pretty fun, isn't it?
I got some camouflage, mate.
Okay, good.
You know at the start, before he busts in to beat up Sabretooth with his mates? Like he's carrying that big rock up,
Yes.
and then he throws the rock, and he jumps through
And
the
he's
thing.
the rock.
And he's the rock, and then he shoots the arrows, and the guys like fly out of the building
Yeah.
and whatever.
Alright, that did not seem promising initially.
Just all of that, it's like,
I think that's the worst action sequence in the movie, but I think it gets better.
yeah, but he's Indiana Jones and Rick O'Connell, except he's invincible and immortal, and he's the biggest man in the movie.
It's like he ate them both.
It's like he ate
he
them both.
Kirby'd them both.
It's just boring though, and I feel like also there's no.
He Kirby'd them both.
It's just boring though, and I feel like also there's no ambiguity to it. And if we're talking about the continuity of the Mummy franchise, Mason,
I know you built the timelines.
I have, which we will get into as well. He eventually turns into like an evil warlord and eats a gooey scorpion.
Oh, yes.
We know that, and and then he comes back as a normal being, etc. and so forth. But none of this leads into that at all.
But we
It's
have
like,
to-
oh, is he going to be a good guy? Or is he going to shoot the guy who's going to cut the kid's hand off, or a different guy? Who's he going to shoot? Oh, no.
Yeah, but James, obviously his character and also the actor that plays him is going to change over the course of 5 to 8 Scorpion King sequels, which I don't think we're going to get to, right?
No, I don't think so.
There's going to be some circumstances that make you go evil, but I thought, you know what I enjoy about this is that he's playing a character that he has pretty much abandoned, for probably the last decade, which is a character who is willing to take some hits over the course of
That
the
is
movie.
true.
Like, he's not a character who's completely invulnerable and it's just a steamroller,
Yeah.
and he knocks everybody out of the way with absolutely no problem, which apparently people love, because they're the movies that do the best box office. But I think it's more interesting when he's a guy who will get knocked off his camel from time to time.
I will say that, yeah, I think the physicality that he brings to this as a guy this size, meaning that Quinn obviously he's got a background in wrestling where so he can do all of that. On top of, he's just very charismatic.
Yes.
So that's what gets this movie through. Because other than that, I don't think there's actually a lot going on here that he's very good or interesting.
Yeah. Do you like the movie Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, sure. This isn't that, really, is it? It's like mostly bloodless, and yeah, I know what they're going for here. Like you mentioned, it's Conan Light. It's basically the same story. Look, I love his big flips from time to time. Flips on the table, that's cool. Flips on his feet, when he flips up on his feet at the end.
He goes, wow, you flipped up on your feet.
That's hard to do. But I don't know, like other things, it feels very underwhelming. Like, when there's the big sandstorm.
Oh, yes.
And we saw a big sandstorm in Miami, big face in it, there was an airplane, and it was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this, it's just like,
It's had a big face in it, the rock space.
yeah, that's true. I also feel like they...
And planes weren't invented yet.
Yes, you're right, but I also...
So that would be a continuity error. You got what you want, which is a big plane coming out of the sand.
You make like a big whirligig
Somebody could have had a
contraption.
They could have got Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, I don't care when this is set, just bring in Leonardo da Vinci, it's fine.
I'm calling it an auto-gyro,
Yeah.
say. I'm British.
A weird big hot air flying machine,
Yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
fine. Like they had in the Bible returns, I guess. Yeah, but I think what's interesting about this movie compared to how we see him now, it looks like they used to cast bigger around him. He doesn't look that much bigger than everybody else. So some people, it's like, he's about the same size as Michael Clark Kent, Whereas, in the newer movies, he's a foot taller than literally everybody. They're casting small around him. And he's a big guy.
Or does he demand that everybody else in Hollywood get the boxes removed?
Maybe that's it.
I think a lot of Hollywood stars are, they're standing on those shoe boxes.
Well, I was actually looking up his height, and it's currently registered on.
It's currently
registered at
Do you
6.
think he got that leg length in search?
No, everybody lies. Like Jason Statham is like 5'3", right? But he's
And
always
wide.
and
He's 5'3" wide.
And The Rock is apparently 6'5", though in this on IMDb he's listed as 6'3". So make it that
Interesting. Do you think he's so muscled his feet that they've got bigger? Like the
Oh,
size of
like
his
the
feet
size
is
of it.
bigger?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Tell you what though, there's a sorcerer in this. And if there's one thing that The Rock loves doing in this movie, it's busting into the room with a bunch of sexy ladies.
Sure.
And they're like, who's
This
this?
was a banner year, I think, for Playboy Playmates getting some brief roles.
Absolutely.
And brief costumes, I must say.
True.
I mean, credit to Kelly Hu as the sorcerer, who had to do all the action sequences that The Rock Sidekick had to do, wearing no pants.
It's true.
Must have been awkward. And sandy.
Yeah, and it's also got the same trope that we saw Jane Seymour's character have from
Dr. Quinn Medicine.
that James Bond movie she's in, still one, Live and Let Die, where she's got future seeing powers and they should have sex with her and they go away, which is a very strange trope. And I guess to this movie's credit, at the end she's just like, nah, made that up. That wasn't true actually. Yeah, that's not very cool. She just didn't want to side with the bad guy, whatever his name is. The guy who's like, you can catch an arrow, but sometimes, I'll tell you what, Mason, you can't catch
He's
an arrow.
puffed.
Yeah.
At the end, he was puffed.
And he fires a big
He
arrow.
spent years catching those and blocking those arrows and catching those arrows, but then he was like, actually, I'm puffed. I'm going to let this one go through the keeper. By keeper, I mean my heart.
Do you think it's a situation where also, sure, you can catch an arrow in a controlled environment? When you've got The Rock who will shoot an arrow and a man will fly 400 feet.
That's right.
That's a different situation from catching an arrow.
It's a different kettle of Egyptian fish, as far as I'm concerned. I thought Stephen Brand, his name is Megnon the Wall.
Yep.
I think he was well cast. He's suitably menacing, but not like over the top.
Yep.
I liked our favourite, Peter Facinelli, as his spoiled Richard in Delightful, absolutely.
Just a bunch of snakes that are real snakes, and then there's CGI snakes. Yeah, I was like, look at these snakes. Look how they're changing from CGI to real snakes. Mason, but the real star of this, and you mentioned it briefly, all we're talking about this fight, etc. All these wonderful people. I love the camel situation. I love the play the camels get in this movie. Now, apparently he rode 2 camels. Okay. It's the same camel in the movie. Right. But one of them was old and wise and awesome and really kind, and the other one was young and awful. So,
just a young buck that would want to play by the rules, like a young rock.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So they also mentioned that he likes camels because even though horses are fast, camels are smart. So I looked into this. It's camel flax time, everybody. That's right.
Yay!
So horses can run at 55 miles per hour or 88 kilometers. Camels can only run at 40 or 65 kilometers per hour. So here's the thing: camels are faster in the desert. They're built for it. They've got this flat feet for a place.
And they're better at any Rubik's Cube.
That's true. They're also better in extreme.
Because of all those puzzles that like pyramids and stuff.
Of course, yeah. You always have to slide a block to get to it. They're also better in extreme elements, hot or cold. A horse will fall apart like a piece of shit. Camels are having a great time. Camels can also carry more than horses and survive longer, as mentioned, without food or water because of their humps. If you've got 2 humps, you've got 2 hump camel owners. Say you were a 2 hump camel. Does that mean you've got twice the capacity to store things? It's like having 2 backpacks filled with water and a food.
Safe to say it is.
Right.
And snackies, little snackies.
That's true.
A cow bar.
Yes.
They get up backwards. It's an artist render.
Happiness in a world of HOU, where we unite ultra simple ingredients with unequal taste. New organic grass-fed milk chocolate by HOU, with no weird ingredients ever.
Get professional delivery of your new mattress the very next day, only at Craigmore Flanagan.
Artist render.
We pay well for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is, as mentioned, in terms of IQ or EQ, which is what it is for animals apparently, camels have an EQ of 1.3, which signifies above average intelligence, while horses have an EQ of 0.9. If you're a horse fan out there, your horse is dumb as shit, mate. That's right. A camel could beat your horse at a Rubik's Cube.
That's probably true. That being said, and maybe you have this as part of the trivia, camels did not get a shout out. Horses did.
That's true. And here's an interesting fact, the last one to end on, ties into what you said. They get up backwards. They get up.
It's an artist rendering.
We paid well for that, didn't we?
I bet.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is, as mentioned, in terms of IQ or EQ, which is what it is for animals apparently, camels have an EQ of 1.3, which signifies above average intelligence, while horses have an EQ of 0.9. If you're a big horse fan out there, your horse is dumb as shit, mate. That's right. A camel could beat your horse at a Rubik's Cube.
That's probably true. That being said, and maybe you have this as part of pre-trivia, camels did not get a shout out in the field. The horses did.
That's true. And here's an interesting fact, the last one to end on, ties into what you said. Do camels forgive?
Great question. Do you know the answer?
Yes. That wasn't like an existential question. I have the answers.
Oh, terrific.
What am I doing, by the way? Why is this happening in the video?
I don't know. It's fun facts about camels. We didn't see that many camels around.
It's true. There's a bunch of wild camels.
They're unknowable. You look at their eyes, you're like, what's going on with that guy?
Camel gonna bite me? Yeah, maybe. So if there was one animal that never forgives or forgets, apparently it's the camel. They have good memories and can hold a grudge against people who harm them.
Wow, just like a magpie.
Just like a magpie or a camel that got pecked by a magpie.
Wow.
And there's a joke in this. Do you remember he's got a little sidekick, right? Sure. There's a joke in this where we catch the tail end of it and he says, it's not the size of the hump, it's the motion of the camel. Well, that's obviously a play on like a famous phrase, Mason, which is sex. Or Sex Mason.
Oh, yes.
So I looked up this joke. I'm like, what is the rest of this joke?
There isn't one.
Well, it's nothing. Yeah. I looked far and wide. I looked at jokes.com.
Oh, sure.
I looked at jokes.com.au, the Australian version of the site.
Did you look at roofjokes.com.au?
I didn't know.
That might have been there.
The end battle, though.
Yes.
I'll give it this. The sorceress in this doesn't end up fighting like another woman.
Yes.
Often these movies end where there's a female henchman and she fights the main henchman.
Real catfight situation.
It's a real catfight situation. It happens in the second Mummy. probably happens in another one of the Marvel movies.
Probably happens in a Scorpion King sequel, yes.
Or Breakwall. But there is a moment where
This movie's defying expectations all over the place. I don't know why you like it. You don't like it.
it's just not very interesting, Mason.
All right.
But she does have like a brief little action sequence, and then she just gets thrown on the table and smashes her head on a rock.
She does.
Which is there.
I was like,
this is an era when you can't get an MRI and you'll die now because you've just got a fracture in your skull. Yeah, that's good stuff. But like the whole time watching this, I'm like, what is the timeline of this in relation to the other Scorpion King movies and The Mummy Returns?
sure.
And it turns out this is set 10 years before The Rock hits the Guru Scorpion in The Mummy Returns.
Okay, sure.
Right? And then we've got...
So that's like 10 more years of adventures.
Exactly. But if we're talking canonically, the next movie in the series is The Scorpion King 2 Rise of the Warrior from 2008, which is a prequel to this movie.
I see.
So we're 2 prequels deep here, Mason.
Now, no, that's fascinating.
No, it's not. Now, if you wanted to continue, say, the Scorpion King franchise,
Sure.
you would then watch the Scorpion King, the one we've just watched. Then you watch the Scorpion 3 Battle for Redemption. Then you watch the Scorpion King 4 Quest for Power from 2015. Then you watch the Scorpion King Souls.
Aside of Miami Beach. I didn't have time to get it in. It's a shame.
I wish I could edit it in, but I can't.
Wait, does this have the same number of sequels as the Police Academy series?
Oh, that's 5.
Okay.
That's from 2018.
Uh-huh.
And then you watch The Mummy Returns, which comes after that.
Okay, so that's 6.
Yeah.
So that's City Under Siege.
I mean,
Which means The Mummy 2 is Mission to Moscow. And then we're out of sequels.
I mean, you can count The Mummy 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently, and I went down Reddit rabbit holes, and I also went to jokes.com.au.
Did you ask scriptwriter David Hayter?
I did.
Also the voice of Solid Snake?
What's going on there?
I don't know, but I'm glad he's got 2 careers. That's
They
fine.
well, he did have the Solid Snake, and they gave it to Kid Sutherland for some reason.
Oh, well then I'm glad he's got the smack-up career.
Maybe he should do 24. Just be like, now I'm Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
Keith, which?
Yeah. I'm calling you Keith now.
That's stupid, isn't it? I meant to say Keith.
Oh, sure.
Keith. But apparently, it doesn't answer, none of these movies answer the question as to why he turned into this warlord that we see in The Mummy Returns.
Yeah, right.
Like in this, at the end, he's like, now I'm the best. And the sorcerer's like, well, nothing happens forever. And he's like, yeah, I reckon I'll be the best forever. I'm never going to eat a scorpion and turn into a normal scorpion warrior.
How about this? Long lost half brother.
And they could do that. That's actually was a theory that was posited. That this is actually the father or a descendant of the scorpion king that you see. But it doesn't matter. I looked into it. It's just nonsense. It's a nonsense theory for idiots.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm aiming for every time.
It's like nonsense for idiots, though.
Yes, I just said I did.
Good because it's screen trivia time. I love it. Yeah, here we go. Now, during the sword fight between Balthazar and Matthias, that's The Rock and Michael Clark Duncan, the sword breaks. Swords break. And Michael Clark Duncan and Dwayne Johnson turn their heads away from the shards. In the special features nation,
Just up and down, alright.
Johnson confessed the swords actually broke, and the very sharp shards could have hurt them. They chose to keep it in, as improvised.
Incredible.
I know.
Well, then they space jumped and they were in a car wash. Gotta get all these cars washed. The mayor's coming to get them.
Improv, Mason. This is great. So this is Bill Hader. Obviously, he's done a lot of things before recently. Barry, he's been known for. He's getting a lot of kudos.
How did Bill Hader time this?
Well, this was his last film as a production assistant. This was his job for the longest time. So he freelanced on several films and television projects. He quit working after 20 hours straight one day on the film's Mystery Mesa set in California. He's like, I hate movies. I will not do this movie stuff anymore. Yeah.
Rodney!
I'm in the deep of the country, which I definitely listen to. The Rock incorrectly.
Now and get the new Google Pixel 7 Pro on us, only from the network America relies on, Verizon.
It's time to get outdoors. And Waitress got just what you need. You're so outdoorsy, honey. Save on all your outdoorsy furniture and decor. At Wayfair.
Which is ridiculous because to his friend, Branscombe Richmond is actually named Good Harvest. That's what they call it. So he was named after, it's actually a fun little joke, I don't know if you know this, but the working title of the original Star Wars wasn't Branscombe Richmond. It was Good Harvest, and that happens to be how he got that particular name.
It's fascinating how you make it as a good with us in our lives.
I'll just get sick of it and stop doing it.
No, yeah, that's
But then everyone will keep doing it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson. Remember we
The
talked-
Rock.
That's right. Remember we
Nice.
talked about salary.
Yeah.
He earned $5.5 million for this, which was a Guinness Book of Records record.
For most money given to a Scorpion King guy.
And for the highest salary, well, yes, probably, considering who they cast for photos, the highest salary for a first-time leading man. Fantastic stuff, Mason. Now you might be like, look at this guy for the box office. Sorted. Order of his Mason, which is why they all went to DVD afterwards. It cost $60 million, those tarps and such. But it only made 180.6, which is okay.
Yeah. For the time, these days. Well,
Yeah, if you made this and then made that money, you have to kill yourself. That's how it works. Anyway, do you wish there were more Scorpion King movies? Do you wish they were doing a reboot or a recall?
it feels like a cursed monkey ball situation. Yes, I wish there were more sequels.
Well, in November of 2020, Mason, a reboot for the Scorpion film series was announced to be in development. Jonathan Herman will serve as screenwriter, with the plot taking place in modern day.
What?
They're Tom Cruise the mummying it, Mason.
At the end of Dracula Untolding it, James.
They're bringing monsters to the present day, Mason.
Werewolves in London.
That's right. So they're bringing a contemporary adaptation of the Scorpion King to the world, apparently.
The Scorpion King's going to be drinking a pina colada, drinking drinks. It's pretty sounds good. The reference to some werewolves in London.
Very good.
I think so.
Dwayne Johnson doesn't look like we'll start at this point because he's playing another like Egyptian-esque kind of guy at the moment.
Yeah.
But will serve as producer. Wow. Mason, now, do you feel like that I stand alone in saying that like this isn't it's okay?
I thought it was a bit of fun. I'll never watch it again, but I'm like, this was a bit of fun, light entertainment.
Yeah.
Good-natured, mostly.
Yeah. It just felt too flat.
I think maybe it's because it was more like a it felt like just a fun times past adventure that wasn't all growing and gross like in Game of Thrones or something like that.
Yeah,
It just
sure.
felt like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh, we're having an adventure in the desert and there's not the Game of Thrones stuff. All that stuff.
No one's getting their eyes slashed out.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Great. Anyways, this is Caravan of Carnage. We actually do this too often. Every week, don't we?
Yes,
On
we do.
Tuesday. Ben and Ryan do together. They do such a wonderful job. And I just want to say, if you want to see these early Mason, you can. If you go to bigsandwich.co, where early videos go up, there's bonus review commentaries, there's bonus podcasts, a bunch of exclusive stuff. If you're like, I don't want to pay for jack shit, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I still want to hear
Yeah.
But I still want to hear things that you say. You can actually, we've got a podcast all the way through the planet. Comes out every Monday. Do you want to know our thoughts on Dwayne Johnson is
my cat.
a superhero now? We'll be talking about that all right.
That's right.
I know you guys comparing it to this. Oh, and here's a hint towards next week.
Whoa.
Alright, thanks everybody.
Good around there, Jim. You guys will see you next week.
Goodbye.
I stand alone. Oh, that's Godsmack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never familiar with Godsmack. As you know, I'm more of a stained guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm a stained man, James.
It's been a while since you've mentioned that, mate.
Look at all my stained t-shirts.
You just spill things on them, though, like pasta and coffee.
Still counts, man.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Does your plug-in fade too fast? Try Febreze Fade-to-Fi Plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first stay fresh for 50 days. La 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 la. The Volkswagen House. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the 2022 House starting at $23,495. Limited inventory available.
It may feel like a mistake that we're touching on this movie, Mason.
But the people demanded it,
We
right?
demanded it. We threw up a poll on Patreon. We said, hey, what do you want to see? What would you like us to do? We're hoping for something good, but we're doing this, aren't we?
Yeah, and we said, please don't make us suffer. But, you can't say that in this day and age, because people will make you do that. So we're watching the movie Fantastic Four 94.
That's right.
You remember watching it in the theatres? Back around the time in the theatres,
Oh,
Fantastic
yes.
Four 94? No, wrong.
That's right.
It wasn't released ever, right?
It wasn't released, but this has been released. So because of that, you should give it a like for one. Yeah. So what do you know of the history of this movie?
To the best of my understanding, which is limited, the rights to it were picked up from Stan Lee for a very small amount of money by a production company, and then they shopped it around, but nobody was willing to pay the amount of money it would take to make a good Fantastic Four film. So they went to like schlock movie producer Roger Corman, who was willing to make a bad film for significantly less money.
But also the most money that they'd ever spent on one of their films before.
Huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't it show it? Looks incredible. It looks slightly worse than like a TV show of the same era.
I want to get to why that is.
Okay.
The budget was about $1 to $2 million. But I think you can't talk about this movie without talking about the documentary from 2015 called Doomed, the untold story of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. And I'm so glad I watched this documentary after I watched the movie, because I had so many questions, and nearly all of them were answered in the documentary. I'm like, why does this look like shit? Oh, what's this? Oh, I recommend that.
It was mostly about bad stuff, bad sets, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Bad costumes.
Well, it's not only that, it's the story of how it was all covered up, who actually made away like a bandit at the end of it all.
Right, because this, for a reason to try, as we'll get to at some point, was never released to cinemas.
No, and was never intended to. But the thing is as well, the people working on it, on the production side of things...
They must have been well clued into that, right?
Well, no, because they would have put in way less effort. And I know it looks like less effort, but watching this documentary, there is heart and effort and a real kind of team bonding experience with the actors and those involved to make it something.
Would you say everybody involved really kind of tried their best?
Yes.
Well, let's make fun of them then. Let's do that for 10 minutes.
The thing about this as well, before it was leaked, and I should point out, the version that has been leaked is not an official version, it's not the film version. That version is still missing, possibly destroyed.
Okay.
This is like a VHS copy. So if you've got the footage from the original trailer, which was released to Comic Cons and various things at the time, it looks much better. It's still very low budget. It doesn't look like it's filmed on your dad's camcorder. The people involved in this would like the original print to be discovered so it would get leaked online and people could fix the special effects.
Oh, yeah. In fact, whoever's editing this has done an incredible job souping up all the special effects.
Well done, Ben.
Good on you, Ben.
Thanks for putting in the extra time, for free I might add, to make this really something.
You've really gone above and beyond Call of Duty for free.
Marvel, though, before it was leaked, they kind of denied this existed. They were like, no, there's never been a Fantastic Four movie. What are you talking about? The thing is, though, I think it's...
Fantastic.
No.
Mr.
I
Fantastic.
think it's bad, but...
Like a storm.
It might be the most accurate on-screen representation.
Yeah.
It just looks like shit.
Right.
Like, the costumes are right, but they don't look good. The thing, it's a fair effort. Apparently the most amount of money was spent on that suit.
The lips look good.
Yeah, well, it's a different actor for the guy who plays Ben Grimm, and then because he actually gets smaller. And if you notice that, the thing is significantly smaller.
The Doctor Doom costume looks pretty good.
I agree.
But just poorly made. I mean, plot-wise, it's quite similar to some very early issues of Fantastic Four.
Yes.
But the problem there is a lot of the time translating an old comic book directly. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, also, I don't know if you've seen Michael Bailey Smith, who's probably the most well-known actor from this, because he went on to be in Charmed and do a bunch of other stuff. Now he just looks like the thing. You could put him back in that role now.
Good for him. This movie's weird, isn't it?
Which part? The part where Ben Grimm knocks over a blind woman's statue and then lifts her off the ground, and she's like, what are you doing? And he physically picks
It's
up
like, it's okay, I'm here to help you while I lift you up and you have no idea what's happening. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that the two main characters, some would say there's nothing weird about a man living in like a house with some children that are not related to him and one of them's in love with him.
Yes.
So I would say it is weird.
She's 12 and he's 38 maybe.
Sure, right.
I was confused until I saw the documentary of why is there a leprechaun stealing a diamond for a lot of this movie? What's with that? It's the jeweler.
The jeweler.
I looked it up and I'm like, who's the jeweler? Maybe
He isn't anyone.
I know, and it had a wiki and I went there and it's like, only appearance. Fantastic Four 1994, never released.
Yeah, so he's more confusing, I think. And look, right from the top, why is he called the jeweler? I mean, he's wearing a jeweler's loop on his eye.
Yes.
But he's the mole man.
Exactly.
He's the mole man and he lives in the sewers. No other element about him suggests him being a jeweler beyond that he wants to steal a big diamond. Which is, I guess, what jewelers do. Yeah, that's what jewelers do. They want to steal big diamonds. They have plenty of diamonds, but their lust for diamonds can never be satiated, so they want to steal more diamonds.
Exactly. But the reason why he's not the mole man, that's who they wanted to use. But Marvel were very much, you have the rights to these specific characters. You've got Fantastic Four, you've got Doctor Doom, you've got some other bits and pieces. You don't have the Mole Man, you can't use him.
Okay.
So that's why they were not on board for this at all. The other thing, did you notice that a lot of Doom's lines were muffled?
Yeah, I wrote that down as a note because rather than recording his dialogue by a voiceover ADR or anything like that, he's just talking through a muffling mask.
Yes, it's like Darth Vader before, I don't know if you've heard that, before they dub him with James Earl Jones. It's absolute nonsense.
You are part of a group of alive and a treat. Take her away.
Sometimes you can hear it, and other times it's just...
He loves a little joke, this version of Doom. He's like, welcome to Latveria, take your family for a vacation.
My favourite part is where after all these Indians attack the Fantastic Four and he comes back in, he's like, let's see what's happening here. Oh, they're gone.
They've defeated all my minions and they've left.
Yes. But the actor who played Doctor Doom, the idea was that they were going to come back and re-record the dialogue. And he was like, please give me another shot of this. You cannot leave it in this current state.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll come in and I'll do it. But
they barred the doors. They wouldn't let him back in. They were like, no, it's a Roger Corman production.
After they filmed it, there was no money for post-production.
Oh.
That's why all the special effects look terrible.
There were special effects.
So bit where Johnny Storm goes full flame on.
That's fine.
He's racing a laser, and then he gets hit by the laser and he's just
spinning around.
Spinning around.
It's like
It looks atrocious, but that's why. But you notice though, there's also a lot of choices behind the acting, intentional things. Now Doom is very emotive with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
They based it off Mussolini. They were like, do what Mussolini did. So that's why it is the way it is.
And that's why all the trains are on time in that movie. nobody is caught out by a late train in the movie Fantastic Four. Some stuff that I love about this movie, let's see, so Reed and Doom, they're best friends at college.
Yes.
And then Doom is mysteriously, he's killed in an accident when he performs an illegal science experiment for reasons that have never clearly explained.
He's electrocuted for 3 to 4 minutes.
That's exactly right. And then, years later, Reed Richards meets a mysterious masked man named Doom. And it takes him 15 minutes of screen time, because I timed it, for him to figure out that it's actually his friend, Victor Von Doom. This guy Doom that knows everything about him and knows all his skills and weaknesses. It's his old friend, Victor Von Doom. And he only figures it out because Johnny Storm's like, hey man, the only other person who knows all your science stuff is your old friend, Victor Von Doom. He's like, what? Doom? But it's 15 minutes of screen time. But it's actually in the run of the movie.
Oh, it could be days.
I think it's days.
Another good thing about this.
Yes.
There was an orchestra rented, a 40-piece orchestra. The composers David and Eric works. They paid for it themselves, $6,000. And I think the soundtrack of this is quite good. That comes through, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. But that is a result of not the production company.
No, that's true.
People going out of their way to wanting this to be a big break and wanting to make it the best version they could.
Mm-hmm.
So $6,000 for nothing.
Right,
yes.
That's what else did you love about this movie?
I mean, they're using their powers, aren't they?
They sure are. They sure are.
Sue does maybe one force field.
She does, inexplicably, and it's never referred to ever again. Okay, so I think the producers of this movie kind of confused invisibility with intangibility. Because there's any number of times two thugs are running at her from opposite directions. She turns invisible, and then they collide with each other. And it turns out that she turned invisible and ducked. But I mean, you could have just ducked.
You could have just ducked. What do you think of Reed's stretching powers? I mean, bad, obviously.
Yeah, bad. So
but I think there's like a fun kind of hokiness to it.
Yes.
I love the bit at the end where he's got a big waggly arm at the top of the car.
Oh, when they get married.
Just waving away.
When every member of the Fantastic Four gets married.
They all get married.
No, they don't all get married, but they're all there for the wedding. Except Sue is the only one who changed her clothes. Everybody else is just in their Fantastic Four uniform, so that's fun.
Terrific.
Okay, so here's the thing that I enjoyed very much in this movie. It's just a little scene, but obviously, 3 superpowers, the Fantastic Four fly up into space, and the accident takes place. They flee back down to Earth. The first thing that I really enjoyed is that when they crash down to Earth, they all wake up separately. They get up and find each other, and at no point are they concerned that Sue Storm is alive or dead.
Johnny's like, yeah, we're all alive, all of us, all 3 of us.
We're all heroes, and they're like, we are all heroes. It's great stuff, and then Sue shows up, and they're like, oh, that's right, the 4th person was with us.
What I also love about that crash is they explode in space and fall from space, and then they land in Latveria, all about 20 feet from each other. That's fine. Don't even worry
Pretty cool, right?
about it. Yeah. So the trailer was made.
Yes.
The cast and crew were touring different comic events.
Okay.
In 1993.
And presumably in costume.
Some of it, yeah, like they bought the Thing's head.
You're right.
But the thing is as well, they were doing this promotion for free. So they were like, well, this is going to be a big break for us. We believe in this film, we believe what we've done. We haven't seen the final product as of yet, but we're hyped for this, and we want this to go places. So the actor who played Ben Grimm, Michael Smith, he ended up paying $12 grand in total for him and other people to fly to different events.
Yeah, right. They paid for their own publicists. And
all
stuff
of
like
that stuff,
yeah.
Until they got a cease and desist on promotion.
From who, James?
So this is the point where they found out that this movie was always going to be in the bin.
Yes, right.
Fox basically wanted to work on a bigger budget version with Chris Columbus, who was very interested
in discovering America.
He was, well, Discovery, it's a loose term.
Is it though? Yeah, sorry about that.
But it was suspected that Bernard Eichner, who was in charge of this production, took a big check from Fox on the proviso that they never released this film.
Big novelty check.
Exactly.
And you can't hide that from people, can you?
That's right.
You take a bribe because it's a big check.
The work print was then taken. People involved in it tried to recover it. They went to the storage facility where they thought it was. They were like, we're going to bust it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
It should be a movie based on that.
That's right. And Roger Corman got a $1 million check for shelving it. So basically, all
his
the
butt?
Maybe. You have to speak to it.
Right? Seriously though, the $1 million he got is about the same as it cost to make the movie. So
Yeah.
that's a great deal for him.
Absolutely it is. Because that money, believe it or not, that's some people sometimes think it should work this way with economics. It's supposed to trickle down, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But no, that didn't happen at all. A lot of the higher-ups took really big checks to kill this.
Oh.
But it's suspected, and I didn't realise this, Avi Arad did this. So you might know him from producing a lot of the Fox X-Men stuff, the Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
He was charged with a lot of the MCU for a time being until Kevin Feige kind of sidestepped him, and he's responsible for a lot of good stuff, but then ruining Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. I heard that he personally purchased some of the prints of the movie and burned them.
Yes.
Like personally burned them
That
in his backyard in an oil drum.
That is the rumour. Because what he wanted to do, he was in charge of the X-Men on TV at the time, which was around the same time as this very popular show. So he wanted to do that for films. And so to transition, he didn't want this brand to be tarnished before the films even got off the ground. But I think this movie wouldn't have necessarily hurt the Marvel brand from coming out. I think it probably wouldn't have been as remembered if it hadn't been this kind of folklore.
That's true, yeah.
And build-up. So I should point out, a lot of guys involved in this did get work off the back of this. None of them are destitute living in the streets.
Yes.
Some of the people involved in the production who took money actually offered up other projects for people in this, which was really nice. But then, of course, in the early 2000s, bootlegs of this started appearing. Had you seen this before
No,
now?
I've never seen it before now.
Yeah.
And I love it. Just to be clear.
Got some alternate casting here, though, before we wrap things up.
Okay.
Mark Ruffalo auditioned for the role of Dr. Doom.
My goodness.
Yeah, and Patrick Warburton for Ben Grimm. There's some famous names thrown into the mix. And I have to mention this because we don't get the comments, but Arrested Development. Arrested Development, that's
fantastic folklore.
That's
Put it in there.
Daddy needs to get his rocks off.
Yep.
Arrested Development.
We remember, we saw it.
We saw it, and we know it.
Yeah, we know it. We're aware.
That was a segment of the show called Mention That Thing That You Might Want Us to Talk About.
Because we saw it and we know it.
Yes, that's right.
So there it is.
We're back for Caravan of Garbage. We're doing all the Fantastic Four movies. Last week we did. What was it?
Fantastic Four 94.
Not good.
Not good at all, no.
But there, if you want to see
But
it.
here we are for a big number 2.
That's right. Fox have jumped on board. They were very much like, hey, we've been doing the X-Men. Hey, Spider-Man's a big hit at the moment. Hey, some of the Blades are okay. Let's do the same for the Fantastic Four. And I'll say this. I think there's some good ideas here. I like the cast. But I don't. This fucking sucks. It's not good.
It's not
I
good.
haven't seen it since.
It's not good. This movie's so bad that it made me like the second one a little bit.
So, you know what it does? And I feel like you had the same problem for the first Spider-Man. It feels like a blank, fake stage universe.
Yes.
You know, all the sets and all, even the street stuff, it just doesn't feel like anything is real. Also, legal like, yeah. Do you know what I mean, though?
I do know what you mean. Like if one of the characters is being harassed on the street by a crowd of onlookers, they all very clearly say, "Hey, it's you. It's the invisible woman. Turn invisible for us. Our friend likes you. Can I get a photo?" Like as she's running away, you know, they're just.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm here to say my line and then leave.
Yeah. What do you think about this, though? Sometimes I love a retcon in a movie, and I think this is one of the best that we've ever seen.
Go ahead.
Reed Richards.
Yes.
Great Temples. It's from the weird space.
It's from the space lights.
Or whatever.
That's right. He didn't have great temples before the space event situation disaster.
So what do you think about Chris Evans in this?
It's a little bit of a contrast because we've seen him as Captain America for so many years. So this is, you know, him in full arsehole mode.
Yeah, people didn't
the poor man's Paul Walker.
Yeah, people didn't. I wouldn't even say poor man's, but they didn't really take him seriously until like his Snowpiercers and his Sunshine, which is terrific. Because I know there were some people upset, and he was reluctant to take on Captain America. Because I did one of these, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
right. Oh my god! It's so amazing to me that they didn't give him frosted tips. It is spellbinding.
You know what I think happened is they did give him frosted tips. They worked out very badly. They had to shave his head. That's why he's got the crew cut. So in this one, Reed Richards has to go like hat in hand to Victor Von Doom to get the money.
Yes.
To borrow Victor Von Doom's space station so they can perform these space experiments. And Victor Von Doom he's holding all the chips because he's got all the money and all the space stations, and he's got Reed's ex-girlfriend.
Boy, does he! Yeah, because he didn't understand relationships or something. I don't know. It's one of those relationships where if they had one conversation about it, they'd probably still be together. Like, it doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you understand me? And he's like, well, I only understand science and logic.
But there's no logic in love and kisses, Reed. And he's like, well,
you're always trying to stretch yourself, Reed. Yeah, it's a good movie. The Thing suit's okay, and I think it's like Michael Chiklis is the Thing. It's perfect.
He's the best thing we've seen.
So he apparently was the only one of the cast who was a big fan of the comics, and he really pushed for a non-computer generated character. So he wore this 60-pound latex suit that took him 3 hours to get in.
I bet he regretted that 30 seconds in putting the suit on. He's like, well, I'm a big fan, and I think we've got to do justice to this character, so I'm going to put the full prosthetics on. Oh, no, they're on, and I hate this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I regret it. They've made the suit now. I can't back out.
But they couldn't have done a good version of this. CGI,
No, absolutely
not. Because if you look at, like, Ang Lee Sullivan, but I guess rocks kind of were easier to do than human skin, so maybe it would have looked all right. So if we're going to talk about Sue Storm, I feel like we're going to talk about the action scene. So the two that may be in this.
Okay.
So the first one, where everybody claps at the end because the Fantastic Four have saved the day, they caused every single event that happens in that resulted in, I'd imagine, a lot of deaths because there is a massive car pile-up.
There's a pile-up. There's a pile-up that is primarily caused by the Thing crashing into the middle of a freeway on a bridge.
I thought that truck driver was dead. When he opened the door, he's like, are you alright? I'm like, is this a different truck?
Is this the earliest appearance of the superhero hip shouldering a truck and it either crumples or it flips?
I think Hellboy did one
much earlier, right? Okay, yeah, that's probably.
This is a big comic book trope that we love. I think Smallville even did it with a bus.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
I don't know when that happened.
But I know what you're referring to because obviously the Thing gets to the disaster area first because obviously he's ground zero because he caused it. But then the other three have to get to that area to, save the day, obviously. But the remaining three of the Fantastic Four, they can't get through because there's so many police cars.
There's 19 people in the way.
There's no way to get through. But you know who could get through? A naked, invisible woman. Because in this version, she can't turn her clothes invisible. So it's the only way to properly be invisible is take all her clothes off.
Yes.
So that's it. And then she runs through the crowd, and then she becomes visible again and puts her clothes back on. And then, 5 seconds later, the other two show up, and they're like, well, we also made it through the crowd. Not using our powers or anything, really. We just walked through. Was this just an excuse to show Jessica Alba in underpants? I don't know.
Well, actually,
it's tough to say.
Well, yeah, because once Jessica Alba was cast, they added that scene.
Great stuff.
So, yes, in answer to that question, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what else was good? That he was brooding, of course, because his fiancée, who he'd given an engagement ring to, discovered that he had become a horrible orange rock monster and ran away from him. And then afterwards, once he saves the day on the bridge, she goes to that bridge, sees that he's saved the day and everybody's cheering and clapping, takes her engagement ring off and puts it on the ground and leaves. Like she went there specifically in public to end their relationship.
For good.
At his lowest point.
Maybe she just wanted to get a good look at him in the daylight.
Oh, just make sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I could learn to love that weird orange guy. No, I'd have to go to brunch with it.
So, he'd breaking all his glasses all the time with his giant rock hands.
That's right.
Okay, Dr. Doom.
Yes.
I don't
So
like
in this version,
I don't like
so
any
there's
of this.
been many cinematic versions.
Good casting, I'll say.
Australia's own Julian.
Yeah, I like that.
Son of a Prime Minister. That's the thing we know, and then other people know and will tell us unless we tell them first. So guess what? We told you first.
Also, Stan Lee's in this, we know.
He's the mailman or something. Is he Willie Lumpkin? I don't know. That's the name of a Marvel mailman. I'm telling you the name.
I think he is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's been many versions of Doctor Doom in these movies, and I feel like it's not that difficult to just do the comic book version, where he's injured his face in an accident, and then he went away for a long time.
He didn't go to space.
No, and then he just, built a suit of armor, became the ruler of Latveria, etc.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of magic and a little bit of sorcery, and he's got a lot of technology stuff.
Right, just do that, but nobody ever wants to do that. He's always a weird mutant man or a...
In this case, his skin is becoming metal.
He's a metal man. So in this, I think they've gone with, because in different versions also, the way that the reason they all get different powers is always different. Oh, Sue, you're so shy, that's why you turn invisible, whatever. But in this version, I think they're going with everybody got it like an element.
Yes.
So fire, wind, earth, water, and metal. In this case, it's metal.
And I know he has, in some versions, also got some technopath powers.
Yes.
But they don't really lean into that side of it. It's just shooting electricity for the most part and gathering electricity. I'm surprised he didn't gather so much electricity that was his undoing. Because that's the era for this, isn't it?
That's right.
There's always a villain taking on too much energy. The Hulk. And leave the Hulk.
That's right.
For example.
Yes.
Indiana Jones. Well, she wanted all the knowledge, but it was too much knowledge.
Too much knowledge, that's right.
What an error. It's not a good ending, is it? That finale.
No.
With action scenes.
No, that's right.
Especially because this came out a year after The Incredibles. Apparently, a lot of the jokes and things and elements that they put in this movie, they had to take out because they're like, well, The Incredibles make fun of that, so we can't do it. The Incredibles is still the best Fantastic Four movie. But I love it how they're testing Johnny's powers earlier. And he's like, I can go really hot, I can burn as hot as the sun. And they're like, don't burn as hot as the sun, you fucking idiot. And then at the end, they're like, burn as hot as the sun, Johnny. Kill everybody if you have to. We have to stop this weird metal man.
But also, what I enjoyed about the scene when he's testing his powers, they're like, you're burning as hot as the sun and you'll destroy everything.
You'll set fire to the Earth's atmosphere. That's what they said.
But since you're not going to stop, we'll just turn these extinguishers on. Now we'll stop. Just these regular extinguishers.
That's what they should have done in Spider-Man 2 when they had the sun. Just put some extinguishers on.
Regular extinguishers.
Wouldn't have been a problem. Yeah, so there's jokes in this.
Is there?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Yes.
So Chris Columbus, who was originally making this movie, which we talked about before in the 90s, he pushed for a heavily comedic tone along the lines of Batman 66. But Tim Story, who came on board off the back of Barbershop and some other hit films, he persuaded the higher-ups to go for a less of an outright kind of comedic tone. He said that would end in disaster, so let's walk the line here. A little bit of jokes, a little bit of dramedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, satisfy no one.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, dramedies are... It can be...
Would you call this a dramedy?
No, but what I'm saying is, I think the MCU, and some people have accused certain movies, and I can't really disagree with it, they go too jokey at the wrong points in time.
Sure, right.
But I feel with the MCU, more often than not, the jokes land.
They get the balance right.
Yeah, but they don't really land here. Here's some things, a segment of the show called, not all bad. I guess it's not all bad.
Okay.
Stan Lee said that Michael Chiklis' The Thing is his favourite performance in any Marvel film ever. Presumably he said that at the time, because obviously there's been things that have happened since, which are... I like Chiklis, I think he does a good job.
Yeah, but also Andy Serkis' Claw, obviously we're taking that.
That's right.
That's his current favourite.
Here's some alternate cast. Yeah, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's some alternate casting though. Hugh Jackman was wanted for Reed Richards.
I get it.
There's also a deleted scene which people may have seen where he actually morphs his face into Wolverine. He's like, do you want me to be more like this, Hugh Jackman? Brendan Fraser and George Clooney were considered for Reed Richards. So for the Invisible Woman in this, we had Rachel McAdams, Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth Banks and Julia Stiles. And for the Thing, James Gandolfini.
I'm surprised.
That's right. And David Boreanaz. And Tim Robbins and Mel Gibson for Dr. Doom. I think Mel Gibson was having a very public breakdown at the time, but I think he would have really nailed that unhinged Dr. Doom nature.
Yes, for sure.
Also, do you want to hear about another version of this?
Yeah.
Specifically, Peyton Reed came on board.
Oh, Batman fame.
That's right, Batman fame. So, when Chris Columbus was doing it, he said, I want to use Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, who were a couple at the time, for Sue and Reed.
Huh. But Peyton had real-life chemistry going on.
You didn't know until he cheated on her a lot when they broke up.
That real-life chemistry until a bit of divorce.
That's right, yeah. And also, he pitched his Fantastic Four movie to Fox as A Hard Day's Night.
Okay.
But with superheroes.
So they're famous and screaming
Yeah.
fans running up, and that's kind of fun.
Alex Daniel as Reed Richards.
From Buffy.
That's right. Charlize Theron as Sue Storm.
From other movies.
Yes. You could name one?
That was Mad Max.
Sure. Paul Walker as Johnny Storm.
Okay.
And John C. Reilly as Ben Grimm.
Like it.
Me too. And of course, the villain's Dr. Doom, Drew Law.
Oh, yeah.
From other movies also.
Oh, okay.
So I don't mind it. I don't mind that casting either.
The young folk.
What I don't understand about this, and we'll talk a bit more about it next week when we cover Rise of the Silver Surfer. Fox had the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and Daredevil, and they didn't ever think, what if we did something with this together?
Like burned it all.
Yeah, like burned it all. I do actually a video where I discuss all the different Fox properties and how they plan to blend all of these together at one point.
Yeah,
And
right.
I guess they thought, well, let's keep it all separate. Nobody wants to see that. But people, I remember exclusively at the time, and even as early as the 90s, wanted to see comic book characters cross over to different, not even universes, just Batman goes, hey, there's Superman. You know?
I watched 2 hours of that.
You just sit flying overhead.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Superman. Oh, he's back. Oh my goodness, he's quick.
Yeah, that makes me really wonder why I do this, because he could solve all the crime.
This is a big hit though. Didn't get to see it for nothing. On an $87 million budget, it made $333 million, and still to this day, it's the highest grossing Fantastic Four movie. If you don't count the Incredibles films.
Oh, I do.
So there you go.